Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Are you ready for the next story?
Yes, Ustad.
The Muslims in Mecca had been facing continuous harassment for almost 14 years now. With the conversion of Yathrib tribe, a new place for refuge opened up for them. Yathrib was a city still well within reach of Mecca. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ urged his followers to migrate to Yathrib till the persecution by Qurayshis were over. The disciples agreed and they soon began packing up their belongings and traveled towards the north. Members of the same family traveled separately so as not to attract too much attention. Within 4 months, the Muslim population in Mecca began to decline rapidly. Muslims belonging to different clans like Banu Hashim, Banu Asad, and Banu Abdul Muttalib migrated to Yathrib as well. Soon the empty houses and half-filled tenements got noticed by the clan leaders. The migration of the commoners was not the problem for them. The problem was with the reputation of the Quraysh. Groups of armed clansmen soon began patrolling outside the city. They arrested the Muslims whenever they found them fleeing from the city. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ did not join the emigration. The Prophet asked Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu to wait for the right moment. Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu kept 2 of his camels prepared and ready to leave at a moment's notice. The Prophet planned to wait till bulk of his followers had escaped. As long as he remained behind, he knew that the Quraysh's attention would be upon him. It was an advantage as the Muslims could flee from the city without getting noticed. Later in the year, the Quraysh elders had a secret meeting. After rounds of debates, the elders asked Abu Jahl's opinion. Abu Jahl stood up and he advised them to kill Muhammad and thereby put an end to his religion once and for all. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ came to know of the plan made by the Quraysh, but he did not panic and performed his chores as usual. Later that night, he went to Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu and told him that it was time to leave. He then asked him to get ready for the journey together. Then he met his nephew Ali and told him to return some money to the people who had entrusted him with their savings. Then he waited with his new wife Sauda, his daughters Kulsum, Fatima and Baraka. As night fell, the assassins of Quraysh began to gather nearby Prophet's house. They had their swords and prepared to kill Muhammad. Their plan was simple. They would jump over the wall of Prophet's house and kill him in the darkness. While they waited, they heard the sound of women chatting and laughing. Assassins wanted to kill the Prophet without being seen, so they decided to wait there till morning. They now planned to kill him the next day morning when the Prophet came out of the house for his morning walk. But the Prophet and Ali were aware of the men hiding outside their house. The Prophet took a large green cloth and handed it to Ali and told him, Ali, sleep in my bed tonight and wrap yourself in this green cloth of mine. You won't be harmed in any way. He recited Surah Yasin of Quran to him. Then he slipped out of the house without being seen by the assassins. He went straight to the house of Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu. The assassins kept waiting outside the house, thinking that the Prophet was still inside. The sun rose up the next day morning. They were surprised when they saw Ali walk through the front door. They realized that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ had managed to slip away during the night. They immediately sounded the alarm. Meanwhile, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu were heading south, away from the direction of Yathrib. On the way to Yathrib, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ looked back at Mecca as he traveled in the darkness on a camel. He was sad that he had to leave the city he loved so much. He said, "Of all the places on God's earth, you are the closest to me and the closest to God. If it wasn't for my people driving me out, I never would have left you. That's the story, my son.
MashaAllah, that was such a great story.
I'm glad you liked it. I'll tell you the next story tomorrow.
Thank you, Ustad.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.